So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today we're going to be talking about the spread of the solidarity strike against Tesla and really, by extension, Elon Musk. This all started in mid to late October when the Swedish union IF Metall wanted Tesla to sign a collective labor agreement. Tesla has refused, but part of Swedish culture is these labor unions, specifically these trade unions, and about 90% of Sweden's employees are covered by such agreements, such labor unions. And so IF Metall said they wanted to make sure that the members at Tesla have the same decent and safe working conditions as members of other companies. There's no word whether or not these employees are treated poorly or better or any certain type of way. As far as I'm aware, I haven't seen anything specific as to the treatment of these employees, but IF Metall says that they want to make sure that these employees are getting that same treatment. That spiraled into a solidarity strike from other unions in the area, in the region. That included such things as people who would refuse to clean the Tesla buildings, people who would refuse to unload Tesla deliveries from the Swedish dock workers, and ultimately, which this one I think is the most interesting, it culminated in postal workers refusing to ship license plates so that Tesla could not complete deliveries. Now, it's often reported, and you can see here on the screen, that Tesla called these strikes, quote, insane. He didn't really call that insane. He called the fact that a government organization, PostNord, which is 60% owned by the Swedish government and 40% owned by the Danish government, uh, that they refused to handle license plates. Now, I think that that's a little bit different of a spin, right? Because if, for example, the USPS failed to deliver something because they believed in something else, I think that could, that's the slippery slope is always not a red herring, as always a logical fallacy, but I just find it to be kind of scary personally. But regardless, Post Nord refused to ship them, and again, that's a government organization that's refusing to ship license plates because Elon Musk is saying no to Iapmetal, and that's what he called insane. And again, I think that it's been very misleading in the media to hear him call the entire strikes insane, or even IF Metal's response to the strikes. But Norway has joined in the fray. The Fellas for Bundet, it's the largest private sector labor union who controls the dock workers. They said they're going to block Tesla shipments meant for the Swedish market if they haven't fixed this problem by December 20th. In addition, Denmark's largest trade union announced its own sympathy strike to prevent Tesla cars from being delivered to Danish ports and transported into Sweden. So ultimately, it would be very difficult for Sweden to receive Teslas if both Denmark and Norway are unwilling to participate. In addition, Finland is going to take place. The Transport Workers Union, AKT, confirmed that a blockade on Tesla vehicles was earmarked for all Finnish ports. So Sweden is completely surrounded, and no word if they're going to transported from Estonia, or maybe they'll just airdrop it, right? Maybe that was the intent behind Musk launching the Tesla into space, is that ultimately he could, make it land with a parachute. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he's going to do going forward, or perhaps he will just manufacture them in Sweden and continue to ignore them. I think that this is interesting that there has been a large scale solidarity strike across multiple countries. I would like to know what the last large scale multinational worker strike has been. I mean, frankly, I couldn't find much discussion surrounding it. It's, of course, Scandinavia is in the Nordic countries as a prime candidate for this sort of behavior, because they are the biggest believers in trade unions, perhaps to a fault, but they're the biggest believers in trade unions in the world. And as a result, they want Musk to comply. Will he? Will this continue? I think probably people will not, will simply forget about it over time. I know that I think he was transporting strike breakers in so that they could fix Tesla cars, and they were from all over the world. That would be hard to prevent. That would be hard to control, unless the Swedish government came down on Tesla as a result of it and banned this sort of behavior. I'm curious, what do you think the next step is going to be, and will Tesla capitulate, or will they just pull out of the Swedish market altogether? And that's honestly what I think that they'll end up doing. My perception of Musk is that he would rather do that than give in to something like this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.